Moreover, politicization and political interference in the implementation of most poverty reduction interventions and social policies account for the minimal impact of these interventions. Limited capacity, mismanagement, and misallocation of resources subverted effective implementation of interventions such as the GPRS2, Village Infrastructure Project, Rural Electrification Project, and the PAMS card. More importantly, Professor Adjei, most of Ghana's poverty reduction and social policy interventions, such as the LEAP, PAMS card, MASLOC, NAPCO, have often tackled the symptoms and not the disease, the needs and not the means, the what poor and not the why poor, the manifestations of poverty and not the cause of it. They have fished for the poor, but not taught them how to fish for themselves, leading to minimal impact of the interventions. What should therefore be done moving forward to optimize relative poverty reduction and absolute poverty eradication? Now, the basic means approach. Professor Adjei, in 2012, the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, invited me to present my research paper on the basic means approach for optimizing poverty reduction at their 50th anniversary celebration international conference on development through leadership, management, and institutional capacity building. At this conference, I took the charge to outline the features of the basic means approach and later developed the paper further and had it published in the GIMPA Journal of Leadership, Management and Administration, Volume 8, Number 1, in January 2014. In fact, the basic means approach is not entirely new. The approach is premised on Amartya Sen's conceptualization of development as expansion of people's capabilities. It is therefore hinged on the capability approach and argues that the most effective way to eradicate poverty is by identifying, providing, and/or strengthening the means, that is, assets and capabilities, required by the poor and vulnerable to engage in productive livelihood activities and derive their desirable livelihood outcomes, including asset remobilization. Hence, this approach runs parallel to the basic needs approach. The BMA is strongly associated with DFID's Sustainable Livelihood Framework, which outlines the 5 key windows for analyzing and combating poverty and livelihood vulnerabilities. However, whereas the basic means approach espouses a circular relationship between assets, productive strategy, and outcomes, the SLF establishes a linear relationship between these variables, as captured in figures 17 and 18. Since 2018, I have employed the DFID's SLF as a basic means approach to evaluate the viability and sustainability of Ghana's poverty reduction interventions, including the LEAP and REP, in selected rural districts of Ghana. My assumption is that poverty reduction and social policy intervention that follow the requirements of the basic means approach at the micro and micro scales are more likely to be viable and sustainable.